What is going on, everybody? Jumbo Thick here, back with more Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay, our Rise of the Forsaken campaign, 4th edition, of course, as usual. I will be your GM for tonight, the one and only Jumbo Thick. I am joined once again by the Unfortunate Fellowship, our normal cast and crew, and of course I am including Mr. Galactic in our normal cast and crew, as he seems to be sticking around thus far if he isn't eaten by spiders this very night. So let's start with introductions with Mr. Jumbo Smooth.
Hey everyone, I am Jumbo Smooth. I'll be playing the role of Marius Wolf. I'm hoping we can save our newest party member tonight from the clutches of a spider.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Crawled away with him. Super creepy. Mr.
Yes.
Doobie.
What's going on, everybody? Doobie 209 playing your favorite, Seamus McGreedy, the dashing 23-year-old gigantor of the party.
Gigantor?
And I'm excited that I finally get to be the one that Marius carries around.
It's coming up shortly. Probably.
Well, we're going to play the whole, he's Luke and I'm Yoda, and I'm just going to be talking in his ear the whole time.
Dang right. Oh, that's going to be awesome. And our last character for the night, Mr. Pierce Galactic.
That is me, Mr. Pierce Galactic. I will be playing, hopefully continue to play, Bragadine Bano, well, he doesn't like spiders. We'll just leave it at that.
Our somewhat prissy Bretonnian nobleman that has stumbled in to this very, very
That's refinement, Desmond. Refinement.
Refined, exactly. Refined, excuse me, pardon me. We're not used to dealing with his barbarous nature around these parts. Regardless, let's do a brief recap on what has led us into our current predicament. So, last we left off, our band of adventurers had found a secret, well, not so much secret tunnel anymore, the tunnel of the old ones that allows them to circumvent apparently time and space and travel around parts of the Warhammer world. This time they ended up somewhere foreign, somewhere very strange. And as they came to find out, they are in fact, the long-lost hold of Carrick Zorn. You were dropped off in the mountains, found your way to said fallen hold, very much fallen hold, due to the state of it. You picked up, or / joined, one Bragadine Beno. He was saved in the tunnel. He was being brought to apparently Carrick Zorn, maybe not, somewhere in the tunnels, by filthy, filthy rat men. Do keep note of that as well. That may or may not come up at some point. Who knows? Maybe just a little nugget for you guys. In addition to that, you made it through a few interesting debacles involving a series of elevators. We survived those, thankfully. Also, several patrols, as apparently there are Chaos Worshippers loose in Carrick Zorn, and more specifically, followers of the Blood God, Khorne. In addition to just Beastmen and Chaos Worshippers, you have apparently now come across other denizens of the deep, as you once again stumbled into a very unusual part of a dwarven hold, in that there was some kind of torture chamber / dungeon with cells, which is not normal in the least, and you found a living dwarf inside of one of these cells. Does anyone remember his name?
Yeah, it's Drogor Zaradun.
Yes!
Zardoon.
Inspiration for you, sir.
Ooh, I don't know what that does here.
I don't know what it does yet either, but we'll figure it out. So, there we go. So yes, Mr. Zardoon was found inside one of these cells, still alive and kicking, and he apparently is the last dwarf, at least to his knowledge, of Carrick Zorn. A very funny-looking dwarf from your guys' experiences with them, and to say the least. In order to take him out of his cell, you had to go look for a very specific kind of runish key, which led you into a storeroom where you plundered some weapons, some very, very good weapons, I might add, and some possibly very, very dangerous ones. And before you could recover the key, you were set upon by massive spiders. They were at least 8 feet in length, and they were several feet tall. And
They were at least 20. It was right in front. It was 20 feet.
If they were 20 feet, this would have gone a lot
I'm a
differently.
small man. It seems bigger to me.
For you, yes. Mr. Braggadine suffered the worst at the hands of these spiders. He was webbed, bitten, poisoned, and carried off, soon to be a snack somewhere in the deep. The other party members actually did pretty well. I believe Marius killed both of the spiders. You killed 2 of them, and almost killed the third. In fact, Seamus had a chance. He had a chance to save Braggadine. He decided not to do it. But that's besides the point.
That will not be forgotten.
Well, Braggadine doesn't know that. Braggadine did get shot
True.
by Seamus as he was trying to escape.
By
Though.
then, yeah.
Yeah, you got nicked by a bolt. Speaking of which, at this very moment, we're still technically in combat. Just for the purposes of if Braggadine gets stabilized or not in the next couple turns, will determine what happens for the next part of the session. So, the spider has currently crawled in to the tunnel, which is some 40 feet above the ground from where Seamus and Marius are standing. You're going to have to somehow climb this wall. We'll figure that out momentarily, but right now we will focus on Mr. Braggadine. You are attached to this spider. It has webbed you and it's kind of clutching you in like one of its two of its arms, specifically some of the smaller ones are kind of tucking you up under it right now at this moment as it's climbing. And you are bound. You're restrained. You have 3 restrained conditions. And you are currently poisoned. I'm going to say it is your turn. And right now, you can't see in the dark. It is pitch black. But if your sense of direction is to be trusted, you're going deeper into some kind of tunnel, and you are currently moving at a just normal horizontal pace. You don't know what could be ahead of you. What would you like to do, Mr. Braggadine?
First off, I'm still poisoned, so
You are.
that's gonna be 2 wounds, right?
You will immediately take 2 wounds.
Okay.
You can now use a resolve point to remove a poison condition, if you so choose.
I would like to do that.
Okay.
I'm doing this pen and paper here, so give me a second. And we're down to 1 poison. Excellent.
Okay, so now
All right.
you're only at a -10 to your checks, which is nice. You do also have a torn muscle, which we discussed before the game.
Mm-hmm.
So one of your legs, I believe it was your right leg, you have a minor injury. You pulled a muscle, and it looks like it's going to be hurting for a while. So keep that in mind. But what would you like to do?
I would like to channel the spirit of Charles. I tried. I'm sorry. Got to get the pronunciation right. I want to try and break free.
Okay.
I want to see if I can try and unrestrain myself.
All right.
Okay. I got some new dice here.
Go ahead.
So I got some new dice here, so hopefully we'll have some better rolls. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Getting ready for the next session.
All right. It is a opposed strength check. Well, basically, you just need 3 success levels on a strength check.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, so it's a 13 out of 35, so I think that's only 2 success.
Okay. So you struggle and you loosen your bonds. So this is an extended test. So if I will, let me just put it like this. Right now, the spider doesn't notice you about to break free.
Okay.
You will have one more turn to break free before it drags you too far for you not to be able to recover, and it'll just set into the next part of the story. Let's just put it like that. So at this point,
Okay.
it's the spider's turn, and it's going to move. It's going to move further. And as it does, Bragadine, you feel that it hits a bend and begins moving straight up. It goes straight up for probably another 20 or 30 feet. So keep that in mind if you decide to break free out of your bonds. We will now move to Marius Wolf. What would you like to do?
So he just went into the kind of the hole in the wall, right?
So yeah, you're in this massive like armory style kind of dwarven storeroom, ancient, and it pushed its way through all of the junk that's in here and climbed a sheer wall, and you are 20 feet from the wall, if I remember correctly, and then it's another 40 feet up to the hole.
Okay. All right. How close is Seamus to me?
Seamus wasn't very far. If I remember correctly, you were within 10 feet.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. I said, well, all right. Can I hold an action, maybe?
Sure.
Kind of like, can I use a free action to call it to Seamus and Seamus, come here, and get him to run over to me.
Okay.
And then I'd like to use my action if I can if he gets close enough to me to pick him up, Luke Skywalker Yoda style.
Yes.
And
yes.
Try to climb this wall with him on me.
Oh yeah. This is gonna go very well. Are you at least gonna get to the base of the wall?
If he can make it.
Yeah, he can
guess.
make it. He can
I don't
make
know.
it to you on his turn
then,
if he chooses.
I do that then. Yeah.
Yeah. You get to the base of the wall, kind of prep yourself. Seamus, it's your turn. You're free to do as you please. You hear Marius call out to you.
Marius, what do you want? I'll start walking over towards him.
Okay.
Run, you fuck! Is what I say to yell out to him.
Not a lot of running happening here, Marius. Remember, you broke me fucking ribs.
I'll
That is
broke
true.
your fucking head if you don't hurry up and
Oh, jeez.
just keep on yelling and tell him to hurry the hell up. He's dicking around.
Oh,
That's a tempo right now, Marius. You need to calm down.
All right, fine. And I'm gonna use my action to start climbing the wall without him.
without him?
Yeah,
Okay.
fuck him. I'm going up.
All right. Give me that climb test.
Okay. That's a 43 out of 70.
Okay. All right. I will say on your next turn, you're going to be able to, with your natural ability, because that's 2 success levels, you will be able to reach the lip of the hole. So
Okay.
that
Cool.
will end initiative then, unless Seamus, you would like to do something with your action.
Well, if I try to climb, my rolls are going to be pretty terrible.
They're
so
pretty bad, yes.
I'll just hang tight for the moment.
Okay. All right. Which shoots us back up to Mr. Bragadine. So immediately, Mr. Bonneau, you take a wound because you are still poisoned. You are free to remove it with the resolve point if you so choose.
Yeah.
Okay. And what would you like to do with your action? You're still
All right,
currently
so
restrained. You're about 20 or
Is it-
30 feet from the
Is it a-
bottom. Go ahead.
The full, like, how many conditions? So I've loosened myself up somewhat, right?
Yes. So you only need one more success level to break free.
Okay, and then potentially fall 20 to 30 feet.
And I will say, I don't know if you've looked at fall damage in Warhammer.
I have yet, I haven't, but it's
It
not
is-
great in the other game I play.
It is significant. So
Yeah.
I'm just going to put it out
All
there. It would be bad if you fell from this height.
Can I, so I've loosened up myself a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Can I get the sword up in position where I could shove it into the abdomen of the spider that's got me clutched against it? Is there
Okay.
enough room for me to?
You're still currently restrained, so not quite.
Okay. All
Not
right,
quite.
Okay.
If you break free of this, yeah, obviously,
right,
there's
so
also
let me-
the
I'm gonna try
possibility
and
you
break
might
free.
fall. Oh, so you're going to try to break free.
Oh man.
I'm telling you now, you're 20 to 30 feet above the ground. If you break free, unless you hold on to something or manage to catch yourself, you are going to fall. And it is not going to be pretty. So make your choice. Just throw it out there.
All right. Can I ready in action?
Yes.
Basically, so I can. Yeah, I'm gonna basically be ready. I'm still.
Okay.
The lady, let me be quiet. I'm trying to stealth it out. Trying to be calm. Don't want it to know that I'm aware, and I'm starting to feel better. I've thrown off the poison. Oh, that plutonium toughness, and I want to be basically ready to react when it does something.
Okay.
I want to ready in action. Yeah.
All right. So you ready in action. So what is the action going to be?
I guess it's gonna be to actually fully break free, but I just want to wait till I get a chance where maybe I'm not falling fucking
Yes.
30 feet.
Okay.
That's it right there. Yeah, ready to free myself.
Okay. I need you to make me a stealth check.
Okay, come on, new die. Let me see. Stealth is. Oh man. Oh, I fail.
How bad?
It's less than one level of it's 42 out of 33.
Okay. All right. So a failure. You okay? So you're trying to stay still, trying not to let the spider know that you're starting to wiggle free. I guess somehow it senses that its prey is not only no longer poisoned but is moving, and as it's mid crawling, you feel the abdomen pulse from behind you, Bragadine, and you kind of glance down. And this thick, mucousy webbing begins coating you all over again. So you now have 5 conditions, restraint conditions. So
That's fine. I'm okay with that. That's not
Sorry
the problem.
about that. You are
These are tears of joy.
You're bound
Tears of joy,
even
I tell you.
more. Yeah, you're bound like Frodo style. You are very, very, very taut.
It's very
right now.
cozy. It's cold in the cave. I'm very warm now. I'm very happy. I know all is well.
And it will continue climbing, and it climbs another 20 feet up, straight up, and then it begins moving in a strange kind of, almost like a corkscrew, and you're not sure which direction you're moving at this point. It is pitch black, and this tunnel is only so big. Looks like it may or may not have been burrowed by these creatures. So, that ends the spider's turn. Marius Wolf, what would you like to do? You can easily make it to the lip of the hole at this point. You've already performed the test for that. And it is pitch black. There's nothing inside of this hole. Though you, with your dark vision, can see somewhat inside of it. And you can see that another 20 feet or so in, it then comes to it looks like a dead end. and you get the idea
Okay.
that it probably moves in a different direction, more than likely up.
Okay. I would like to proceed in. Before I head in, I'll look back down at Seamus. Don't strain yourself, Seamus. And then I'll go head on in.
Okay. Yeah, and at this point, we're going to just drop the initiative order because Bragadine has been kidnapped. He is gone. He only had the 2 turns to escape before we moved into the next section. So now we are in the search for Bragadine section of the session, I guess.
Bragadine.
So, with this, Marius, you're free to walk down there. Seamus, while you are down there, what are you doing downstairs?
Can I see?
There's low light in here, and I believe one of you had a torch. Bragadine had a torch, which he would have dropped at this point, towards the center of the room. You could go retrieve it if you'd like.
Oh yeah, that's in this right next to my puddle of piss. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So there, you could do that if you please. So there is a little bit of light in here, but that's about it. You can hear the shuffling of Marius up above you.
Yeah, I'll retrieve the torch and then just kind of hang out, looking up at that hole, maybe with the crossbow somewhat ready to go in case the spider was to come back.
Okay. And as you look up at that hole, you begin to nervously look around the rest of the room as there were multiple holes that these things came from. And you're all by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing's going to happen, of course. So, let's go back up to Marius. Marius, are you going to do you have your candle lit on your helmet currently?
I believe I did, yeah.
Yes. Okay. So we'll say
at least
it's still lit through combat and everything. Or at least you had the wherewithal to relight it. No really check needed. Easy enough. So you have some light in here, dim light, and you approach the end of this very shoddy-looking tunnel. It looks like it was dug with limbs. It doesn't look like it was hewn with any kind of tools. It's obviously dug by these creatures. You have enough experience with stonework and your miner background to kind of get a good feel of this. And you get towards the end of this, and then you see that there's a curve, and it begins moving straight up, like a mining shaft. And you don't know how far up it goes.
Okay. Is it climbable?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
You can do it, bro.
Blood? Do I see any blood or anything?
Make me perception test. Well, yeah, I will get, unless you have another skill that might pertain to this.
I'd probably do perception. I
Okay.
might suggest Alter Survival, I guess, would be the other one, but
Yeah, we'll do
I don't
perception.
think I have tracking,
Yeah.
I think. Okay.
Yeah, since you don't have actual tracking, we'll do perception.
Okay. Ooh, nice. I got 22 out of 46.
Oh man, critical success. I like it. Okay.
Yeah.
So with a critical success, you see 2 sets of blood actually. You see little droplets, small droplets of crimson, which are more than likely Bragadine's blood. There are much larger puddles and swashes across this tunnel that are a thick kind of greenish blood of some kind that is obviously the spider's, as you have lots of it kind of oozing off of the head of your pick. And it is leaving a trail because it was very close to being dead.
Mm-hmm.
So you do believe you have a trail to follow.
Okay, then I will try to climb and follow the trail as best I can.
So we're leaving Seamus.
We're leaving Seamus.
I'm just
Keen on
gonna
coming.
I'm gonna throw this out there. I mean, you could lower a rope
Bye.
down to him.
I would say this. Marius would try to save someone in danger. If he thought that someone was in danger, he's not just gonna chill with.
Oh
Seamus.
man. Okay then.
So that's the way
Okay.
my character I feel like would he try to jump, into the fire, then
All
try
right.
to, so
Okay, so
yeah, he'd probably go. He probably feels Seamus could probably defend himself better than Bragadine anyway. So
okay, leaving
He probably
Seamus
hit on
down
that.
there by himself. I am fantastic with this. Split the party 3 ways.
Well.
It's great.
it's true. Split party.
Okay. So it looks climbable. Now I will say, I mean you're a decent climber, but this is like rock climbing. Like it's
Yeah,
straight up.
yeah.
It's going to
Yeah.
require probably a series of tests, if not just a very, very good success. So go ahead and give me
Okay.
a climb check since you don't have any like climbing tools on you.
Yeah. Yeah. This is
just
cliffhanger
you.
style,
Yep. Yeah, cliffhanger.
That's a 18 out of 70.
Okay, awesome. Is that 6 or is that 5?
5.
5. Okay, so that's still really good. 6 would have been like ridiculous. Okay. So, you pick out some spots. I mean, you're strong. You've got this, even without any climbing tools. You don't need a rope. You don't need to secure yourself. Who cares if you fall 50
Cowards.
feet to your death? Exactly, cowards.
Exactly.
You begin climbing, blocking out the thoughts of Seamus being the spiders coming back and eating him alive while you're gone. Or perhaps, who knows what else might be down here lurking. And you climb your way up the tunnel, and you easily make it to the top. The spider is still nowhere within sight. You make it to the top, you crest, and you notice that the tunnel begins to corkscrew up. It going up and up and up, further and further. With your previous test, I'm going to allow you to just climb this because you had such good success levels without another test. And at this point, we will shoot on back to Seamus. So, Seamus, it's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been probably a solid 20 minutes or so since Marius has been gone. What are you doing?
Could I find my way back to Zordun?
Yeah, easy enough. You could. So you're going to leave this chamber?
How far was it? From what I remember, it was like across the hall.
It's not very far. It's just a brisk walk. You could be there in probably another 10 minutes or so. You would have to leave the
Is there
room.
anywhere to Is there anywhere in this room to just kind of like post up, maybe hide like a table or something?
It's a large room, and I mean there's a bunch of stuff just everywhere. There's lots of shelves and remnants of armor and things like that. And now that you're kind of looking around, you see the giant webs, cobwebs that are obviously too big to just be cobwebs, towards like the corners. And you do see a few husks of like desiccated human corpses that may or may not have been looked over previously, that were kind of buried in stuff that if you would have looked through, you might have found. But you could easily jumble something together if you're looking for a place to just kind of shelter yourself. Are you trying to be like a stealthy, or what exactly is the end goal with this?
Yeah, in my weakened state, I'd probably find somewhere to like put my back up against the wall.
Okay.
And try to stay somewhat hidden.
All right. Do you have outdoor survival?
I do.
Okay, go ahead and make me that roll at -20 for all of your stuff, and we'll see how
All right.
efficient you are at this.
Let's see. It's a 26. And I got an 82 out of 26.
Oh, that's bad. That's real bad. You want to spend a fortune point?
Yeah, I got 4, so I'll go ahead and spend one. All right. Reroll. A little better, but I still failed. This is 68.
Okay, yeah, still pretty bad. So I'll say this: you do manage to kind of like crouch down besides one of the pieces of shelving, and in your weakened state, you're so tired. It's hard for you to move things around. And you kind of stack up a couple pieces of loose armor and you kind of hunker down. And you might be pretty well hidden, possibly, from prying eyes. Who knows? But you at least have your eyes on the door. And then you've barricaded yourself enough that at least, hopefully, if nothing perhaps drops from above, you will have some kind of shelter from most of the other holes.
All right.
All right. And we will flip on back to Mr. Bragadine. Bragadine.
Oh,
Yep.
I'm here.
This
is terrible.
Since initiative has ended, you recovered from the poisoning, but with recovering from poison comes a level of exhaustion. So you can now put 1 level of exhaustion on your sheet, which is a minus
that's so
10
fantastic.
to all tests. Yes, I know. It happens. So you're not feeling yourself, but at least you're not dying actively. You have been carried for quite some time by this creature, this foul creature, and you've been scared. I need you to roll me a cool test, Bragadine, at minus 10.
Oh, cool is willpower. I got a 15 out of 27.
Good. Very good.
Let me kiss my new die right here.
Good.
Oh, blessings of the lady.
You normally, I mean, it's happened several times already. You would have pissed yourself by now. If there was anything
I'm
left to piss. There's nothing left. But you're managing to keep your wits about you. You're not just losing yourself in terror. And you eventually end up out of the confines of the tunnel. You feel the spider flex itself and kind of spread out while it's still holding you. And you get the feeling that you're in a much larger room. And in fact, you're in a much larger room because there are little tiny glints of light that are illuminating parts of the floor. Looks like they are broken pieces of masonry that still have some of these glowing runes attached to them that are still actively glowing. That are apparently covered in debris and looks like tons and tons of sticky, icky webbing. And you are carried through this large room, bits of illumination revealing unsettling pictures before you. You pass by several spiders of the same size as the one you're on. Just kind of going about their work, webbing creatures in place. Some of them are thrashing about and screaming. Looks to be many beastmen and other things that they've been able to catch. You're brought somewhat towards the center of this room. And this is a large, extremely large, almost cavern-like room. You can't see very well in the dark, so you have no idea how tall it is or how wide it is, especially being cocooned. But you are brought to a mound of some kind, and you are thrust onto it, and you just stick. You're about 5 feet off of the ground, stuck to the side of this mound. And you kind of glance around. Go ahead and give me a perception test.
All right.
At minus 10.
Oh, wait. Oh, that's a 37 under 39.
Woo, man, just a pass. That is good, though. I'm proud of you.
Ooh.
So, here's what happens. That was with the -10, correct?
That was with the -10.
Okay, good. So, you're keeping your wits about you. You're stuck in place. You might be able to break free out of this. It's going to take some time. But you are glancing around very nervously. And you see several shapes moving around. And we're actually going to cut right there. And we will come back to you as we move on to Marius. Mr.
All right.
Wolf, you're climbing and
Yes.
climbing and climbing, and over an hour has passed at this point. I need you to make me an endurance test, Marius.
Okay. That's 45 out of 60.
Oh, Jesus, God, you're a beast. So you're not getting tired. You could do this for a while. And you get the idea that you're not an experienced like rock climber by any means, but you're pretty decent at it. And
I do have Rocky Strider.
you do. Yeah, that is true. You do have Rocky Strider, so you do pretty well in the mountains for yourself. So this is no problem. Piece of cake. Especially with your Rocky Strider. I forgot you had that. This was easy, in fact. So you end up, after about an hour, you end up coming upon another precipice that flattens out. And you notice, Marius, glancing at the walls, because your candle's still lit, that most of this tunnel has been somewhat barren, but now there is thick webbing coating the sides of the walls, and the walls almost look like dwarven architecture, as if this is opened up into a piece of the hold somewhere. And there is very thick, sticky webbing across the walls and some of the floor. And of course the ceiling.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
Have I reached the top? Am I still climbing, or am I?
At this point, it's leveled off. You've reached the end of the line. There's nowhere else to climb, but
Okay.
it has been a long journey.
Yeah. So I'm in a room now.
Yes.
Am I in a room? Okay. Okay. Structure of some sort.
Well,
All
you're
right,
you're in a tunnel, and an actual tunnel,
Okay.
not this
Tunnel.
creature's
Okay.
tunnel. Yeah.
I get what you're saying. Yeah. All right. Do I see any evidence of blood?
You still have a trail to
By the
follow.
spider.
You can easily still follow. Yes.
Then I will follow that, being careful to try to avoid web when I can,
Okay.
and just kind of be on the lookout.
Are you going to
Probably
keep?
stealthing.
Yeah. Are you going to keep the candle lit?
I might douse the candle.
Okay.
I'm confident I can track with it. If I feel like I can't, I probably wouldn't. But
Okay, you snuff out the candle and you notice that there's a little bit of light illuminating in the distance ahead, but it's enough to let your vision kick in, so you're not blinded.
Mm-hmm.
But you probably can't
And-
see as well without the light.
Okay.
Continue.
I was just going to say, I also have, just so you know, I've got Tunnel Rat,
Yes,
and I've also got Stealth Underground as well.
yes. And I was actually going to have you
Okay.
roll me a stealth check, and I'm keeping that in mind.
Okay. Cool. Should I use Stealth Underground, or should I use it's just Stealth? Because they're different
Yeah. You know what?
skills.
I'll let you combine them. You can use both skills. You can pile them
really?
on top of each other. Yeah.
Okay. In that case, I rolled a 28 out of 56.
Okay.
I
Good. Yeah.
Combine them.
Yeah, that's kind of the benefit of having multiple skills that relate to a single task, as they all combine. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so you begin, and this is the first time you've really been able to stretch your legs, Marius. You know, you're at home in the dark places of the world. And without, you know, Seamus and his just nagging emo ways dragging you down.
Yeah.
You know, far away from him.
He's always so glum, you know.
He's always bringing you down. And
showing off his fancy sword.
Exactly. He wants to show you his sword all the time, wants to chop people's heads off.
Yeah.
You know, you're sick of it. So without him, and of course now tracking down this pompous aristocrat of some kind, you easily feel confident that you are stealthed. And you begin approaching the end of this tunnel where you end up seeing a massive cavern that opens up. Looks like this was definitely a part of the hold, probably part of the mine itself, as many parts of it are still rough, almost as if they were actually using this to harvest materials. And we are going to stop right there and float on down to Seamus McCready. Seamus, how you doing downstairs,
Yeah.
Seamus? An hour has passed. What are you doing? You still kind of hunkered down?
Yep, probably trying to rest.
Okay, you know what? I will give you well, you know what? Make me a cool test, Seamus, at -20, and we'll see if you get that short rest.
Let's see here, -20, so it's going to be a 22. I got a 25.
You can use a fortune point to make it a success.
Yes, because
Okay.
these are going to kill me.
Yeah. So, you know, you still your mind and just kind of will yourself to relax, and you recover your toughness bonus and wounds. Technically a short rest. And you're just kind of sitting there, kind of somewhat glum. Marius is gone. Bonneau's gone. They might not be coming back. It might be up to you to get yourself out of here. But for now, I need you to make me a perception test, Seamus, like your life depended on it. Because it might.
All right. Let's see. Ooh, that is going to be a 39. Am I at -10 now?
You're still at a -20 until you take a long rest. Until you take like a full night's rest.
Well, that's probably going to be a failure then. That's going to be a 27. Oh, it's a pass, a 27 out of 31.
Ooh, okay, good. So, even with the torchlight, you can't see as well as you would, or of course as Marius can in the low light. But there's enough of a flicker to kind of keep yourself alert. And you're glancing around, Seamus, and you don't see much of anything. But you begin to smell something. You kind of... It's like, what is that? And a realization hits you. You've smelled this before. It smells like wet rat. Like this disgusting, acrid smell, and it's very, very strong. You're not sure where it's coming from, but you smell it, and it kind of puts you on edge. And we're going to leave you right there as we switch over to Bragadine. Sorry about that, Seamus. Bragadine. You are currently webbed to the side of some kind of mound. With your perception test successful, you begin glancing around Bragadine, and you feel there's a couple... there's a couple shapes tethered nearby as the spider has placed you and kind of webbed you to this thing and has crawled away, supposedly probably to milk its wounds or to nurse its wounds. not milk them. I don't
Question.
know if you can milk a spider. Yes.
Am I like dangling upside down?
You
Is
are
it just
not.
the main part of me is kind of stuck like Velcro.
You're kind of like at a diagonal. You're not upside down,
Okay.
but you're not right side up
so-
either.
Okay. Loose 45-degree angle, perhaps.
Yes, and you are tethered to this thing.
All right. Okay.
Okay, so
Thank
you're glancing around, and there's a couple more shapes tethered beside you. One of them is completely unmoving, and you can see in kind of gaps in the webbing that it is a desiccated husk of what once was a person. It's just like, oh. Exactly. Lady have mercy. Not a way you want to go. You keep looking further down the line, and you're kind of glancing around, and you're seeing shapes move in the distance. And Bragadine, you get just a brief glimpse of something enormous crawling around in the distance. You can't quite get a beat on it, but it was something massive. Much bigger than the spider that tethered you to this mound. And you begin glancing around some more, and some of the other bundles are moving next to you. And you glance over and you see a beastman thrashing, brain trying to rip itself out of its bindings. And it's thrashing around, and a bundle across from it, you hear, No! You get kill! Hush! What would you like to do, Bragadine?
I'm going to use my free action to call out. Who are you? What do you mean? How do we get killed?
Man, stupid man thing. You drain, spider, kill. Quiet is key.
Thank you, my friend. And I will be quiet and still.
Okay. Are you going
And
to
I'm
attempt
just gonna.
to?
I'm just.
You're not going to attempt to try to bust out of here.
Is it? Can I see this big moving shape? Can I see? Is it? Let me ask you. Is it coming towards me?
It's off. It's very far off in the distance, but you just get a glimpse of it.
Without the frenzied thrashing that the Beastman was doing, I do want to try and attempt to break free.
Okay. It's at this point, I'm going to give you options.
Okay.
Good sir. Because you found yourself in quite the predicament.
Oh, yes.
You have two options at your disposal. These are simple creatures. They did not strip you of your weapons. You were holding your sword, and you also had a shield strapped to your arm. But that's besides the point. I will allow you. It's very thick webbing. You can either make me a strength check to attempt to begin pushing yourself out of this, or I will allow you to make a sleight of hand check and attempt to start sawing your way through this with the sword that's still in your hand.
Sleight of hand is dexterity.
It is a dex plus I believe you also have sleight of hand, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So it will be at a -10 because of your one level of exhaustion, but it might be a lot better than your strength. It's your choice.
We're gonna try and do that.
Okay.
That also seems a little bit more subtle.
Probably a lot more subtle.
Mm-hmm. I whisper a prayer to the lady. Oh, that's going to be rough. Let me see. 45 out of 51, 41. Damn it. I rolled a 45 out of 41.
Okay. If you have a fortune point, you can use it to just make it a success without rolling, or you can re-roll it, or you can just leave it.
Let's I can hear Doobie tell me, roll that shit. So we're gonna spend a fortune.
Okay.
And let's have some fun. All right. Please, lady. So we still got a success. It is a 37 out of 41.
Okay. All right. A success. Good. So you begin working your wrist and you begin kind of starting the process of sawing your way through your bonds. It's going to take a while. You have, now that the spider's tethered you to here, you're going to need 8 success levels to bust your way out of this. You have 7 to go. So,
not the problem at all.
Not a problem at all. And you are being quiet as a mouse, or possibly a rat. And we will shift over to one Marius Wolf at this point. Marius, you are quite quiet as you are picking your way, following the bloody trail through this large room. And due to your very, very useful talents that you've picked up, I've been rolling here, and these spiders, from what you can tell, have not noticed your presence yet. You've come across at least 2 that have crossed your path, and they're skittering back and forth. And you're in this massive, wide cavern. What would you like to do? Are you just going to keep following the trail, or are you going to try to pick out Beno?
Yeah, if I can see Beno, if I have any inkling of where he is, I'm looking and
Look for the handsome man.
wrapped up.
Oh, God. So the trail leads you towards the center of this room. And I will say there's going to be one more test before you can even make it to Beno at this point. And the test is a very simple one. As you are stealthily moving, you glance about and you see a struggling shape next to you. It's at your feet, like it's tethered to the very ground itself, as you've been very careful to pick yourself around the webbing. And there is a humanoid shape that is currently struggling. And you can see strands of web that are attached to the bundle that are being pulled. You know that spiders are probably coming. What would you like to do?
Try to hide, I guess, off to the side and see what happens.
Okay.
If I didn't think it was Beno, I guess.
Okay. The trail
If
still
it's
leads.
grunty,
The trail still leads further on. You're not sure.
okay.
I will give you. So you're either gonna have to do perception test to see who it is, or
Okay.
you can make me a stealth test to try to hide from whatever might be coming. The choice is yours.
If I felt like he was grunting and stuff like that, I don't think Beno would do that. So I'll stealth.
Okay. Go ahead and make me a stealth roll.
Good. That is going to be a 19 out of 56 if I could combine the
Yes,
two.
you can. Easily.
Okay.
You back away from the struggling shape and kind of tuck yourself away in almost like a fold of webbing. You kind of duck underneath it, being very careful for it not to touch you. And just as you get yourself secured underneath, a large bulbous shape crawls where you were just standing on 8 spindly legs, completely black. It is definitely another one of these very large spiders. And it crawls over to the struggling shape, and you watch as its fangs descend and pierce into the sack. And it goes still very, very quickly. And the thing just begins slurping what is inside of said sack, and it is a horrendous, disgusting sound. Need you to make me a cool test, Marius. See how you keep yourself together.
Okay. Where's a pretty cool customer? That is a 42 out of 60.
Easily. You never fail anything. It's frustrating. You keep
That's
yourself
pretty good
together.
right now.
It's true. That is probably the best time to be doing it.
Praise Sigmar.
You keep yourself together and you just kind of hold yourself steady. Look away from the grisly sight that's happening before you. And do you press on while this thing is occupied?
Yes, if I feel like I could get by without being seen and continue my search, that's what I'll do.
Okay. You begin moving away from this creature, and you're following the trail, and it leads you to a large opening. And there are many, many bundles lining this opening. Almost like there's a circular kind of indentation that's been made. And there's just bodies strewn around here. One of them is struggling vehemently, and you see small horns of a nubby little beastman. One of the Ungors, obviously. There's a couple more shapes in here. And that's where we'll leave you for now, and we will head on down to Seamus McCready. Seamus, you're smelling something. It smells like wet rat. You're very familiar with the stench. And it puts you on guard. Thankfully it does. I need you to make me a defensive roll, Seamus.
Oh.
Using your dragon-skinned cloak.
Okay.
So that's just your weapon skill.
That is at a course a minus 20, I assume.
It is.
That's going to be a 35. A 35 out of 20.
Oh, yes. You want to re-roll it?
Nope.
Okay.
Because it's gonna be hard to beat.
So Seamus, you oh Jesus, this is not going well for you guys. Seamus, the smell kind of puts you on that there's something happening. And you hear a whoo, and you have just enough time to glance up, and you're about to wrap your cloak around you, your sea dragon cloak, because you know it deflects incoming missiles. And you hear just a subtle whooshing sound as a rock plants itself square between your eyes,
Oh.
dealing 10 wounds, which you can subtract your toughness bonus. Are you still standing?
All right. Oh yeah, I'm at full health right now.
Okay.
Well,
You're
I was
also
at
the
full health.
proud owner of a stunned condition as this rock hits you in the forehead. And we're in initiative, Seamus, so I need you to roll me initiative.
All right. That's a poor initiative roll.
What you
that's
got?
a 6.
That's not very good. That's in fact bad.
It is
Seamus,
terrible.
you're rocked, stunned, kind of clutching at your forehead. You're just, oh! And as that happens, you see several chittering figures emerge into the room. They seem to have just come out of the darkness, like you wouldn't have noticed them otherwise. Seeing a lone human by themselves, looks like they've attempted to capitalize, or at least that's your thought process. These heinous rat men are upon you. You have your minor barricade set up. From what you can see, you see 3 figures. You see one that is now kind of holding what looks to be some kind of sling. And it's wearing this kind of tattered remains of some worn leather armor that might have been human-made at some point, but is just seeing ruin. But it is kind of dangling from its chest. And it is currently loading another rock into its sling. And it is standing on top of some of the shelving. It is about 50 feet from you. In addition to that, you see another one emerging from below it that has this crude spear, and it also is garbed similarly. And they all have these red, beady eyes that you can see even in the dark. And they're kind of chittering to themselves, almost like they're laughing at you. And it is fastly approaching. It doesn't quite make it to you. It skitters as quickly as it can. And then there is a third that you see to your left. Even in your stunned condition, you kind of glance over to your left, and you see another that has almost like the remains of a shield, a broken wooden shield, and a very wicked-looking dagger that looks like it was carved from some kind of bone. And yeah, that just happened. So, it's now your turn, Seamus. You have your stun condition, which you can remove with your resolve point if you so choose.
Yes, because I got enough issues right now. I don't need to be stunned.
So you kind of shake yourself back into reality, and the scene is unfolded before you. What would you like to do?
So there's one to my left, correct?
So there's one coming up on your left. It is currently, it thinks it's hidden. It's not. It rolled very poorly on its stealth check. It's about 10 feet from you on your left. There's one directly in front of you that is about 20 feet from you, charging you with a spear. And then another 40 feet behind that, so a total of 60 feet from you, is a rat man on top of some shelving that you can see easily. That looks like he's winding up another rock in a sling, which is obviously what pelted you in the forehead.
All right, my torch is still lit, correct?
Torch is currently still lit, and I'm assuming you probably, if you were holding it, you dropped it. I would actually probably assume you probably set it up somewhere nearby to kind of illuminate the area, which is the only reason why you're able to see these to begin with.
Is the torch? Would you say the torch could be within reach of me?
Yeah, I'll give that to you.
All right, I'd like to take the torch and throw it at the one charging directly in front of me.
Okay. All right, you grab hold of torch free action. Go ahead and give me, it's just going to be a ballistic skill roll. You do not have skill in throwing torch. So, it's a ballistic skill minus 20 because of your levels of exhaustion.
All right, oh yeah, this is good. I rolled a 11 out of 26.
Oh, nice. Slight problem. What's your strength?
Strength is 30, so technically with all these things I have,
You can throw something 10 feet. Okay.
Like I say, it's at least 10.
So the creature's 20 feet from you. But with your critical success, I will allow you to hit the creature, but it probably isn't going to do like critical damage. But you get just a brief spurt of energy out of you. You just and it homes in on him. You do hit him, true. Smacks him across the snout. And as you do, kind of some of the embers kind of get in his eye, and I'm going to give him a blinded condition. And he's you don't deal significant damage, but it's at least kind of hurt. And you do have momentum on your side now. Would you like to do anything with your movement?
I would probably move out of the way of his like spear and then go towards the one that was to my left.
Okay, so you kind of have a barricade in between you and the spear guy, but you shift your focus to the enemy on your left, who as soon as you shift, his eyes kind of and go wide as he thought he was hidden from you. Are you going to rush him, or are you going to stay where you're at?
Yeah, I'll probably rush him and then on the next turn pull out the sword.
Okay, so you just come running at this creature. I'm assuming probably shouting at him, and
yes, screaming.
You immediately smell and you smell this horrendous musk just fills the air. And there's a slight trickle down its leg as the headsman has come. Let's roll here. Oh, yeah, it's bad. As soon as you shift focus on this thing, it just and begins bolting in the opposite direction. It is terrified of you. The spearman manages to barely scrape the thing out of its eye, but that's all it can do. It kind of it's looking around for you, and you, since you've moved, it doesn't know where you're at currently. However, I need you to roll me another defense, Seamus, as there's a rock heading your direction.
All right. Ooh, so that's going to be I rolled a 31, and with my advantage, I'm at a -10.
Mm-hmm.
Or is this going to be?
This is just basic weapon skill.
Weapon skill. So that will be a 31 out of 30.
Okay, so that's a fail. Fortunately enough, the rock passes by your face, just even as you didn't have enough time to get the cloak up, but it barely misses you and smacks into the stone next to you with a very loud crack. There's definitely some force behind these. And that's all they can do. So now it is your turn, Seamus. You've got a ratman running from you, and it is fast. It covers at least 50 feet in its stride. You have one kind of looking for you right now about 30 feet away with a spear. And then you have another one with a sling, a further 70 feet now from you.
All right, so I'll move within range if I can of the one with the sling and take a shot if I can.
Okay, yeah, so you level the crossbow, I take it?
Yes.
Okay. Where do you have the thunder stick stored? Or where is it currently?
That will be in my makeshift defense bunker.
Okay. All right, so I will say it's sitting over there, just for now. So you unsling your crossbow, take aim, go ahead and make me a shot.
Right.
At only -10 because you have some momentum.
That will be a 26 out of 46.
Okay, easily a hit. How much damage is that total? 10, 26, 36.
I think 11 points.
So yeah, 11 wounds. Woo, man. Jeez, and okay, so you let loose a bolt, and you have a good angle on this guy because he's standing on top of some shelving. He's not hiding behind anything, and you take him in his right arm, which is the one he's taking the sling with, and bolt pierces in deep through the arm and stays. And he just kind of cries out, and the sling drops from its shoulder as it puts another hand trying to stem the flow of black blood pooling out of it. Still standing, but barely. Would you like to do anything else?
No.
Okay. It is now their turn. Seeing that happen, seeing the bolt pierce out, the ratman with the spear locks eyes on you, and with some courage in its heart, it charges you with the spear raised. It is going to get a charge on you as well. So I need you to roll me some kind of defense. You can either use your sword, or you can try to dodge this.
Yeah, we will fast action pull the sword out.
Okay. Go ahead and make me a roll.
That is going to be a 3 out of, if it's still a minus. Am I at 3 levels of advantage now or 2?
You're at 2, so it's just a straight roll now.
All right, straight roll. So that's a 3 out of 40.
Okay, 3 out of 40. So the ratman comes charging you with its spear, screaming, and you easily parry this feeble weapon aside. swat it away, and the creature just kind of stops and looks up at you. And it's going to try to run away at this point because it's a cowardly creature. You get a free attack on it if you like.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, bro. I want to cut its head off.
Take an attack.
Ooh. That's going to be an 8 out of melee basic. That's going to be an 8 out of 65 now.
Oh, wow. Okay, so that's 5 levels. Plus the sword does 4, 5, 6.
It does
7.
I guess we'll just do 5 because I don't have any strength right now.
Yeah, well, you have 1 strength.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5 plus the 5 levels, so 10. Still, I mean, that's significant. 10 wounds. Actually, and you clip the back of its neck. You just, and as you do, you regain a wound as the special properties of your sword drinks in a piece of this corrupted soul, which is then poured into your body, and it cries out, and it begins moving very quickly away from you. The one behind you, seeing the other one running away, is going to do the same. It's going to keep running because it does not. Yep, it's going to keep running. Which leads me to the one with the sling, who, seeing its partner run away, also cowardly creatures. They break, the ratmen break and begin running for the hills. There's and they are running away from you, Seamus. Would you like to attempt to kill one on their way out, or maybe 2 or 3? It's up to you. Or were you just going to leave them be?
I would love to kill all 3 if I can.
Okay,
As
make
many
me.
as I can. I want to kill them.
I will say, which one do you want to take the first shot at?
Probably the one that hit me with the rock.
Okay,
If I can
make
pop
me
him
a
with the
shot as
crossbow.
it's trying to leap away. It is the furthest away, so it's going to be a shot with a penalty from this range. It's going to be at a -20, but you are at 3 levels of success, or 4 now. You're at 4 levels of success, so it's just so it'll be a +20 for you if you want to take it.
I do.
Well, no,
that
wait,
is
it'd be
going
just a
to
straight
be-
roll because you have a minus. So it's a straight roll. Just go ahead and make the shot.
It's a 13.
Okay, yes, easily enough. you put this bolt right through its back, just poof, as it's kind of hopping around. Looks like it's going for one of the holes in the wall, and poof, and it falls dead somewhere in the distance. When you shoot that one, the one to your left disappears. And the one to your right looks like it's running past that corpse. You have a chance to take another shot if you'd like.
Yep. I got 2 bolts left, so I'm gonna pop off another one.
Make another one. This will be at +10.
That is a 9 out of 66.
Easily enough. This was the one you also wounded. So you put another one, this one through the back of its head. Clank, and it squeals immediately stop. And there's just this horrible smell wafting from that side of the room. And we will leave you there, Seamus, after you defeated the measly Skaven ambush, even in your weakened state. And we will move on back.
Marius was here to see that.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'll never believe it.
We'll move on back to Mr. Benoit. Bracketing. You are currently trying to saw your way out of your bindings. You've garnered some success, getting your hand a little bit more free. And as you're glancing around, you see a figure, humanoid figure, come creeping into the space in front of you. You also see, off to your right, a ridiculously large spider. And by ridiculously large, I mean it's about 20 feet tall and at least 30 feet long if the brief glimpses through some of the scattered runes is to be correct. And it is coming in your direction. What would you like to do, Mr. Bragadine?
Is the Beastman still thrashing around out there?
Oh, yes. He's squealing. He's like, "Arr, arr."
And there's a humanoid figure that is... Can I tell if this is... are they unbound?
You can't... Yes, they've crept into the center. You have no idea who it is. You can't see for shit. You're barely seeing anything as it is.
Stranger, who are you? Help me. I call out.
I'll say that's your free action. Would you like to do anything with your action?
I'm going to attempt to still slyly saw my way out.
Okay. Make me that sleight of hand check.
Oh, that's not good. All right. 63 out of 41.
Okay.
So 63 over 41.
You're not having any success. The sight of the spider has obviously shaken you. and there might be a little twinge in his voice, Marius, as you do hear Beno call out to you as he's unsuccessfully trying to saw his way out from this cocoon that he's in. And he's about 5 feet off of the ground in some webbing, Marius. What would you like to do?
I'd like to stealth over there if I could.
You're still stealthed, so you can easily move the distance to him, and you can see him now. You also see the thrashing beastman.
Okay.
You do, however, you don't see the looming threat behind you, because Beno hasn't pointed it out yet.
Okay. If I don't see it, I don't see it, you know? Yes, so.
Yep.
I mean, so I'll just I'll keep on stealthing, I guess, if I didn't see it, you know.
Okay. You get up
I would say I'm probably looking around for threats, you know, kind of.
Yes.
A nest of spiders.
I'm going to say it's only going to be about 20 feet to Beno. So you easily cover that with half your movement. You get over to him. Would you like to attempt anything?
We try to get him out.
Okay. How are you going to reach him?
Well, you say he's 5 feet off the ground?
He's 5 feet off the ground. That's like the bottom of his foot. Let's just put it like that. Yeah.
Okay. So he's not super high up, right?
He's not super high, but there is webbing everywhere. Thick, sticky webbing.
Yeah.
Did I see him run underneath me?
He didn't run.
He stealth, so yeah.
He kind of creeped his way over there, and you kind of actually, with his stealth, you would kind of lose him as he's creeping towards you because he was very well hidden.
Okay. Stranger, be careful.
You still have an action, Marius.
Yeah, I would assume if my reach is still.
You could probably reach him with it'd be a strain. Or do you want to try to use a tool, or are you going to reach out and try to grab him? What are you going to do?
Well, what I'm thinking, what I have is envisioned is like his feet are at the bottom of his 5 feet. You know.
Yes.
If I could try to open up the webbing at the bottom.
Okay.
And I think, because I don't really have a tool, I don't think good enough to open him up. I don't have any bladed weapons.
Oh,
I can't just cut him open.
Yeah?
So I'm going to have to, rip him open.
Okay.
So my plan is kind of going underneath his feet, at the bottom of the cocoon or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And trying to kind of work my way in and grab his feet and then rip him out through his, through the bottom, pull him out through the bottom. That makes sense?
Yeah.
If not, if not, if he just like pulls off in the entire cocoon, I'm just, doing what Marius does, carrying him
Okay.
out of here.
All right. Go ahead and man. Let's see here.
What are you doing down there?
So are you going to try to reach him with your hands, or are you going to use your pick?
Well, if I can't reach him with my hands, I'm
man.
using my pick.
Oh,
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Go
Goes my
ahead.
toe.
Go ahead and make me it would be hard with your hands. You can either make me a dexterity check to touch him with your hands, or you can make me you can make me a weapon attack.
Marius is 5'8", So
Yeah,
I feel
he is
like
not. You
would at
could
least-
you could, but this
I
is
could
this
grab
is
him with my hands.
this is going to be without you getting stuck to the web next to him.
Okay.
Essentially is what this is. If you're reaching him with your hands. Now, if you use your weapon, there's not going to be any possibility of you being stuck.
Well, then I'll try to gauge where I think his.
And yes, I was going to say, as long as you don't fail, you won't stab Bragadine. So that's your choice.
Then I'll do that. I'll do that with the pick. You said Dex, right?
Well, no. If you're using the pick, use your weapon skill, all of that.
Okay, that is a 53 out of 70.
Okay, easily. You pick out a spot where you believe is in between his thighs, dangerously close to the family jewels, but you whack.
We don't have an air yet.
But no, you feel cold steel brush against your thighs. You're tense up just for a second. He doesn't hit anything vital. And as you pull back, Marius, the webbing is taut against the cocoon, but then it rips free. And as it rips free, all the webs begin to very quickly move back and forth. And he drops at your feet.
I'd probably grab him real quick. Can you run?
He's still in the cocoon.
Oh, okay. He's still in the cocoon.
You just ripped him off of the thing he was attached to.
The wall. Okay.
Yeah.
Then I'll try to rip him out of the cocoon if I can, real quick. If I feel like it's too tough, then
it's going to that was your action. So we'll switch over to Bano. Bano, you're laying there on the ground. You believe it's Marius at this point. It's hard for you to see, and you hear a voice calling out to you, Bano. Oh, man thing, come save me! I help escape! And you look past the shape, and there's obviously a shape just across the way from you, probably another 15 feet. It appears to be the creature that was calling out to you, warning you of staying still. And you see above it the very, very large arachnid that is moving your direction. And now you have a very good view of it, Bano, as it is, of course, that massive. It has multiple sets of distended mandibles. And while all the spiders are black, this one in particular has a giant red hourglass across the bottom of its abdomen. And it is quickly closing the distance. What would you like to do, Mr. Bano?
How far away from this creature? I mean, from the stranger who tried to help.
Yes. So the stranger that called out to you is probably about 15 feet from you. You're currently still bound. You're just a lump laying there, but you can see a little bit better from your angle. Marius is more focused on you.
Marius, help me, please. Free me from these bonds. As I try, and I don't know if I can wait for him or if I should actually try to break out.
Okay, you can do either one.
All right, let's. Wait, am I still working my sword through?
You can, or you can try to make a strength check. It's up to you.
Yeah, we're gonna still try and just cut the bonds.
Okay, go ahead and make me that dex check.
Damn it. All right. That's 86.
That's a fail.
Oh, that's a fail, son. 41.
Yeah. So no,
4 levels.
you're still stuck.
Okay.
Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah, my free action was to call out to Marius to help me, though.
Okay. All right, Marius. It is now your turn. You hear that voice call out to Beno and to you. Mm-hmm. You also start hearing thuds of massive, probably feet that are coming in your direction at a quickened pace. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna try to. If I see any kind of presence or anything like that, do I see anything or I just hear it?
You hear it right now. If you want to risk the glance over your shoulder, you could probably see it.
Okay. Then if I feel like I feel something close to me, I'm probably just gonna grab Beno.
Okay.
And just start booking it.
Okay, you grab a hold of Beno, lift him up. He's like, ah! And you lift him up, and you hear the creature once again. Oh no! Take me with you. I serve manly. I serve you. As you begin running past, are you going to stop for the creature?
Do I know what it is?
It's just a bundle. There's a bundle nearby. There's a living thing inside of it. You can't see in there.
If I know, I don't know. If Marius knows the dialect of a Skaven, he probably is going to think it's a Skaven and run.
Can I call out at any time at this point?
Hold on. So Marius, I'm going to say that you wouldn't recognize the dialect. You would recognize that it doesn't. That something sounds weird, but you wouldn't recognize it particularly as a Ratman speaking.
This is hard for me because
I
know what it is, as Jumbo Smooth.
I know.
And Jumbo Smooth would not say this thing.
I know he wouldn't.
Marius, I'll ask you. I'll put it in your hands because I honestly am having a hard time separating myself from my character. Mm-hmm. If you believe that Marius would try to save this creature, then I will try to save it. If you think Marius wouldn't,
why don't you make a roll? Make a roll.
Just a roll.
Yeah, make a roll. How about we do a let's do a cool test.
Point.
A cool test.
Yeah.
It's a 50 out of 60.
Okay. With that. Oh yeah, you feel no qualms about living this creature. You look over, and your priority is Beno. Nothing you've seen in this godforsaken hold has been nice.
Yeah.
Besides, hopefully, the man or the dwarf you're trying to free from his bonds. And you just grab a hold of Beno and begin charging away. It's at this point, Marius, as you begin running, I need you to make me an athletics test.
Okay. That's 12 out of 26.
Okay, so it's only one level of success?
It's only one level of success, yeah.
Okay. So Marius, you holding Beno, you secure him on your shoulder and you begin running. All stealth is bygone at this point.
Yeah. If I know things are chasing me,
you begin running, and as you run past the figure that's calling out to you, you see a black bulbous form, not the huge spider, but one of the large spiders, crawl down above it and immediately sink its fangs into it. Ah! And it shrieks out as it is quickly being drained. And you manage to keep your footing as some of the webbing was not blocking your way, but kind of in an unexpected place. So you circumvent that little piece there. Mr. Beno, Would you like to aid the escape of Marius in some way?
I'm still completely bound up.
You're
though,
still
right?
completely bound. If you could think of a way to help, you guys need multiple success levels to reach the tunnel that you came in, or perhaps another way out. If you do not reach them in time, you may or may not be swamped with spiders.
How free can I look around?
Okay, you can make me a perception test if you'd like to see how this goes. Failures will count against the party, not just you.
All right, I would like to look to see
Don't
if I
blow
can
this.
see a better. I would like to see if I can see a better exit without less spiders.
Okay, go ahead and make me a test at -10.
All right, we're gonna burn a fortune point. We're burning a point.
That's your last one.
It's a 33 out of what is this? A perception.
It's perception at -10.
Negative 10. Son, that's a 33, which I believe is a critical success.
Is it a success though?
Well, it's out of 39.
Okay, yes.
32 below 39.
That
yeah.
that is in fact a critical success.
Nice.
Sweet lady. Oh, I feel like a Grail Knight.
So, not only do you kind of spot, even on Marius' shoulder bouncing around, you kind of glance around and you spot kind of a offshoot off of this main access. But as you do, your eyes lock onto, just for some reason, they lock onto a shape that is tethered in the webbing. And it's wearing that archaic armor. This obviously was a dwarf. And you see something clutched in its hand. You're not sure what it is. But you lock onto that with your critical success, though you cannot act upon it because you're currently bound and tethered to one Marius Wolf. So would you like to do anything else? You still have your free action.
I believe I can speak. Yes, I
Yes.
want to tell him. Is it like it's clear, most commanding voice, Marius, go to the which direction is it?
You pick one, left or right, doesn't matter.
The left. Marius, turn to your left. Grab that from that dwarven body over there. With my most commanding voice.
Okay. Marius Wolf,
Like
it's
he's-
your turn.
Okay. Do I glance and see it? What he's talking about?
You would, yeah, with your vision, you can easily see what he's talking about. He's a crazy man on your shoulders.
Yeah.
What does he know about dwarves? But he does, and as you glance over and see that, you do see that the path, if you take this side route, it will circumvent some of the possible obstacles ahead.
Okay. Then I'll do so.
Okay, are you going to reach down and snag whatever's in that dwarf's hand? It will take time.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. You reach down and you're strong enough. You grab a hold of its fist, and its fist is like in a death grip on this on whatever this is. But you manage to pry loose a couple of the fingers as quickly as you can, and there is a flat stone inside of his hand, and there is a metallic sheen to it, and there is a rune engraved on it.
Okay.
So you grab a hold of that, and I'm assuming you keep running.
Yeah. Do I see anything chasing me?
You can feel the thunderous booms of something definitely closing in nearby.
Okay.
And you're seeing multiple spiders scurrying about above you. It looks like the nest is quite agitated at the moment.
Yeah. Is there any kind of smaller corridor that I can get in that maybe they couldn't all chase me in?
You're currently kind of like almost in like a maze. They're kind of crawling above, and you're kind of below, like where they keep all the prey, apparently.
All right.
But I mean, maybe.
Okay. Well, then I'll just keep running until I see something that.
Okay, you keep following this path, and it's at this point you have a choice, Marius Wolf. You think you see the You think you see the tunnel. You think you see the end of it. You think you see the opening that you came through. You could make a straight dash for it, but there are several spiders that are currently webbing and bleeding dry several forms nearby. Or
Okay.
you could risk climbing up and trying to run across the top to get to it. It would be less dangerous from what you can tell, but who knows what might be above you.
Yeah. Oh, I think with Bragadine still encased, I might try to avoid conflict if I think there's a way to avoid it. So that's probably what I'll try to do.
Okay. Go ahead and
I'll
make
probably
me a climb test.
Okay. That's 66 out of 70.
Oh my god, critical success? What is with
Yes, sir.
this? What is with this
Sorry.
ridiculous?
I've got a high climb.
I
put
know.
extra
I
points
know.
in it.
I know. You begin scaling this, and it's about 15 feet. And it's sticky webbing, but you easily pry yourself loose and you climb up to the top. And you can see around you for quite some time now, for quite the distance, and you see this giant hulking spider skittering towards you. It is getting close, and you can just tell that its giant bulbous black eyes are locked onto you, in particular, and you run as quickly as you can, stumbling over a couple things, and you manage to make it above as you pass over 3 spiders that were webbing, and they kind of glance up as they feel the larger one coming, and one of them scurries away, and then 2 of them begin scurrying in your direction, but you're fast enough and high enough away that they don't have enough time to reach you, except for one. Only one gets a chance to try to bite you. I need you to make me you can either make a dodge, or you can try to convince me on something else.
Is there any way I could use my cloak in a defensive fashion?
No. No, it's not. It's meant for repelling like small arms. Not this giant fang.
I really can't defend too much, just because I've got my two-handed weapon.
You do.
If you allow me to try, I would try with that probably rather than dodge, because it's terrible. But
you don't have anything else on your person?
no, not in a weapon sense. Just
I'm gonna say with you holding Bragadine, you're not gonna be able to use your pick.
Okay, then I will try to dodge.
Okay, make me a dodge roll as you're kind of leaping towards the tunnel.
Okay. I'm gonna try to re-roll that.
Okay, re-roll it.
All right. Oh shit! That's a what's dodge? Agility.
Yes.
That's a 22 out of 26.
Oh my god! Are you kidding me?
Nope. Nope. So
here's what happens. The spider lunges at you, and more nimbly than most people are capable of. In this moment of desperation, Marius, as you're leaping, you lift your foot up, and as the creature's going to attempt to take your leg out from underneath you and possibly kill you, you plant your foot between its eyes, its many, many eyes, and press down hard, and use it as a springboard to launch you through the tunnel successfully. And that's where we're going to take our break.